What is up, Nerdgenic Nation, and welcome to yet another live stream watch party. And we're doing Moon Knight, baby, episode number 3. And I'm so excited. Thank you so much for joining me if you are here with me live. I am your host and resident superhero nerd, Aaron Waller, and this is a series where we do a deep conversation, usually not that deep, but it's regardless, of Marvel Studios' Moon Knight on Disney+. I can't believe it's been another week. Last week, from episode 1 to 2, it took so long. It was so fast, right? I was super excited. But now from episode 2 to 3, this week was a drag. I don't know what took so long. I feel like we should be on episode number 4 by now. I feel like that's where we should be in terms of timeline for this show because it's been that long. But we're only on episode number 3 for this episode, for this live stream. So super excited to be here. I hope you are too. If you are here with me live, make sure to hit thumbs up as well as let me know in the live chat. I would greatly appreciate letting me know if you are here and watching live with me. So as I mentioned, this is episode number 3. We're watching episode number 3 of Moon Knight titled, The Friendly Type. Now, what this can mean is I speculated last week that we're likely going to be seeing a return to Mark Spector. I think he was the last one that had control of the body, I suppose is the best way to put it. At the end of episode 2, and now it's just going to be a matter of, are we going to have to see a flashback as to how he got to be Moon Knight? He got the powers from Khonshu. Are we going to see him, being his archaeology mercenary self, and then getting kidnapped or shot essentially, and bleeding out on this statue and getting his powers. Spoiler alert, that's how he becomes Moon Knight, at least in the comics. And you should check out my History of series on Moon Knight if you did want to find that out. There's actually a couple of characters in this series that I have History ofs on. So be sure to check that out right here on the Nerdgenic channel. But in addition to that, I'm going to be having a History of on Saturday. I missed last week. My apologies. But there will be a brand new one this week. I'm super excited for it. I got some extra time because I didn't have it last week. So it's going to be a bigger episode. A lot of information, a very big character, so a lot to go through. So I'm excited for that. But let's talk about the stream. So, yeah, that's pretty much where I'm speculating things are going to be going for this episode, is that we're going to get that flashback. Will it happen? Chances... I mean, I've been pretty much off the internet today, thankfully. So I haven't really seen anything spoilery for the most part, and that's been a real benefit. And it's staying off the internet that day, at least the release day, until I stream it with you guys, because I was on the internet before with other series, maybe not so much like Boba Fett, but past Marvel series, and it would just always ruin the episode for me. But now, because I'm so busy doing 1,001 things in a day, thankfully I don't have to worry about that, and I'm just riding the wave with you guys. So whether you're rewatching the episode, watching it for the first time with me, either way, I appreciate you being here. But I've talked for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, and I think we should get this show rolling. But before we do so, let's talk about how this puppy works. So the way that it works is that there will be an episode time code right up above me. There we go. Sorry. Right up above me. That will have a countdown, or count up rather, of where we are in the episode. So that way, when I say 3, 2, 1, play, I'll press play. I always have a tongue twister here. I'll press play on my device. You press play on your device. Try and stay as close to that number that's going to be up there as possible. And we're going to be gravy. We're going to be A-OK. Hey, Know Your Craft is in the chat. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Thanks so much for joining for episode number 3 of the Moon Knight live stream watch party. We're just about to get started. I was explaining how it works. There will be an episode time code above me. I'll say 3, 2, 1, play. I'll press play here. You can press play on your device, or we can just follow along with the fun shenanigans of whatever may be said during the episode, and it'll make sense later. Or if you've already watched the episode, you already understand. So I think without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get this show on the road, because I need to find out what's going to happen. So if you're ready, I'm ready. I think we should press play. Let's all do it. We'll do it in 3, 2, 1, and play. I just realized that I took off my timer code thing. There we go. Press play now. Sorry. I'll wait for it to catch up here. There we go. It's mostly a recap to start out, so you know how it is. It's going to be interesting to find out how he was the former Avatar, and how he lost it and now is on this new path. I'm gonna guess with whatever Khonshu's villain or the Amit god aspect will be, I guess. So I'm guessing that's how it's gonna play out. I feel like that whole like glitchy thing to where he wakes up and he's the other personality, it's great for the trailers, but not so much for the show. I wish they would give us some action. Because so far, essentially through 2 episodes, we haven't really seen a ton of action. Yeah, he did have a fight at the end of last episode, but I mean, it was kind of so-so. I didn't really feel like it was a very good fight. So hopefully we'll have a much better time this episode as we go into it right now. Oh, I thought they were in therapy. She's just getting a passport. So she hasn't even left yet. So this is mildly a flashback. Belongs in a museum. That's all I can think of is the Indiana Jones. They just came really close to quoting Indiana Jones, but just didn't quite pull the trigger. And they just showed us how to make a fake passport, so thanks, Marvel. When did they bind it? They put it together, but then it was like sewn. I don't know, maybe that's just minor nitpicking for me. For those of you who may be watching and don't see the timer or anything like that, we are doing the Marvel logo right now. One thing I gotta give them credit for in this series thus far, the music. Music's been pretty dope. I feel like that's been pretty much a testament since like Guardians 1 though, so it's been a very key piece of a lot of Marvel movies. And series, I guess, by association. Oh, this is 100% a flashback. Oh, why not? Surprised. You mean you could have took trucks the whole time and you just walked it? Okay. Is all this necessary? I feel like that's the best part of Oscar Isaac's sort of like demeanor as a superhero. I think they forgot to pick up a green screen cloth on the floor there. But like he's just very snarky naturally, and I think he kind of does that, makes it seem very suave and like kind of worked for him as Poe. And I don't know if Mark Spector is exactly the right character for something like that. Um, Logs into Amazon to buy a printer. Apparently, it wasn't a special printer, from what I could tell, for those passports. But I feel like Oscar Isaac kind of fits this. I just like he fits the characteristics of like that snarky hero, but at the same time, I don't know if Moon Knight's the direction to go. Uh-oh. Is everything gonna be just reflective enough so that he can always see? Oh god. So that he can always see Steven or vice versa? So does Mark not even know when he's Moon Knight or something? Because, like, why would Steven take over? There's got to be a third personality, right? Is that what they're kind of alluding to? Because how could Steven have gotten away from those guys and then them be scared of him? That makes no sense to me. Oh snap, not the parsley. Of course there's a mirror. I mean, there was a mirror. He definitely should have seen that coming. Oh no. He quickly preached to them and then ran. This feels like such a Batman thing. I mean, Moon Knight is like the Batman of Marvel, so. My man, you mess with the wrong people. They don't want to do anything with talking. You crazy? I don't know why the CG on this looks really rough. They're wrath, dude. That was strange. Oh yeah, look at the sun. An eclipse. Not entirely sure how that's gonna... What do you mean no matter what happens? If he sends his own version of jackals, I'm getting out of there, friend. Found it. I feel like this is a very rushed plan. So these other Avatar guys, are they just like, also? Are they just like normal people, or are they gonna be like thousands of years old? Okay. That is some reflective stone. I don't know if that stone will be that reflective. They are making a mirror out of anything. And how would he know if he's in the Pyramid of Giza? I'm not brushed up on my history, but have they entered the Pyramid of Giza, and are stones that shiny? Really want to see the backstory between Hera and Khonshu. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's been going on there? I feel like that's way more interesting than anything that's going on with Mark or Steven. Not one of them's like a kid or something. Whoops. Okay. Why is he the only one yelling? Especially from your former avatar. Give us some more information here. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh snap. Oh, he's gonna use his disease against him. Low blow. Oh snap. Khonshu mad and the last guy was whispering. I mean, it's also very echoey in there, I would assume. So the fact that he has to yell, unnecessary. So how did they separate? Like, clearly he knows all the dealings and how to talk to these people. Hey guys. In what sense? Yet. Why wouldn't they just talk about the scarab? I feel like that's like the ultimate like evidence piece. Got him. That's how Arthur Harrow's walking away. Why can't they just follow Harrow? This is starting to turn into like side quest after side quest. Like, I don't know where they're going with this. Classic Marvel. All he needs is some sunglasses and a bomber jacket, and he's got the full undercover outfit. Aren't we all, pal? I mean, she knows people who can make a fake passport, so why not? This is a safe space, like a god has a therapy session. I don't know why they didn't bring up the whole scarab thing. I feel like that's like the ultimate, like, nail in the coffin. You got him. They know what the scarab does, so... Did I miss it? But what was Amit's whole thing? Like, bring justice and basically be like judge, jury, executioner if you are good or bad, right? So releasing her would cause this to come across the whole world? Is it a her? I'm assuming it's a her. I think they said she before. They're going to the collector of Egypt. Long story short. Do we need all this blah blah blah? No. How did he even keep that a secret? I don't... Could've. Low blow. Well, true, but whatever. She put up her hair, but did she really? Like from the side she put it up, not from the back. Gotta love the RGBs on the boat. Always a perfect hiding spot. Just enough size-wise. Was it? Sneaky, sneaky boat. Oh, Moon Knight's gonna show up in this part, 100%. Only reason I know that's because I've seen him like standing and like a bunch of people laid out in like promo photos and stuff. So It's about to go down here. This skinny Terry Crews? Oh. Thought it was Terry Crews for a minute. I feel like they're gonna... I feel like at some point they're gonna pull a... slight... Oh, this is the guy who plays Midnight Man. Guy who unfortunately passed away. Missed the explanation got out during the end of the God meeting. Essentially, the girl who was talking to him in the beginning gave him a quick explanation as to where to go to get some more info. To find the tomb of Amit. Amit? It's got like the Louvre pyramids out front. Hey Anthony, thought I started at 9:30. No problem, man. Not a big deal. Will be available whenever. Hair on point again. Way to rub hair affiliated. I swear if this just opens up like some ridiculous... Oh my god, this is some National Treasure stuff. And if I take the glasses of Benjamin Franklin and flip over the Declaration of Independence, it's going to give me the map to an Egyptian god. We have to steal the sarcophagus of whatever this guy's name was. I was hoping you were, yes. Why is this man cutting so deep all the time? I need to know if this has something to do with... I highly doubt that it has anything to do with the Power Stone, but it's immediately on everybody's mind, right? Summon the suit. I gotta make that an audio. Oh, yeah. I feel like he's gotta have a cool... Maybe it's just because I'm a child of the 90s, but I feel like he has to say something cool when he gets his suit on. Kind of like an It's a Morphin Time, or, you know, into action. I don't know, something cool. Okay, you destroyed it. That's not good. Flame on. Something, you know? Wrap up. He just appeared up there. The Moonerang. I feel like some of this is just a little bit too far-fetched. Am I the only one? Like the whole cape with the moon thing? I mean, I know it's in the comics, but still, like, a little bit too far-fetched. That is Egyptian cotton. Okay. Just murking people left and right. Like, he's not even, like, just knocking them out. He straight up just put the pointy end of that moonerang into that guy's chest. I like how they make Mr. Knight so cool, but such a dunce. They basically made him into Deadpool. Man, oh man. They did not just do that. I was wondering what's up with this weird necklace thing, and it was all that oh, she's got me tongue-tied. I'm baffled at that. Also, she could use them as knives, like they were... Oh my god. I feel like that was supposed to look cooler than it was. Am I am I the only one? I hate to say that. Throw a moonerang, dude. Come on. Oh, right in the spine. They referenced TikTok. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Shows like National Treasure, man. I'm telling you. Not that part, but earlier. Yeah, they're in a Jeep with a bright light going in the middle of the pitch black desert. I hope you spotted them. They might as well just have that neon boat with the LEDs saying, look, we're here now. So they just tape it together. Popping up anywhere in a new outfit. He just changes willy-nilly. He does... Uh-oh. They keep doing this thing with this show that I find so interesting where they keep doing this like all the work off camera. Most of the fights, anytime they figure something out. It's a star map. We follow it. It's upside down. We do. Is he gonna put up like a projection map so, you know, can share with the rest of the class? Is it anything like that? Fight switching between Moon Knight and Mr. Knight, all to grab a small effect. Yeah, it's very strange for them to do that transition. But it will drain me of all my power. Yeah, we know. If this is gonna sacrifice the powers, I feel like he just looks like a magician in the Mr. Knight costume. I the only one who thinks that? Sounds outrageous, but... And everyone can see it. There was no other way to do this. I genuinely don't know what to think about this. Meanwhile, Harrow's like, this guy's desperate. Of course it is. I'm gonna say this one time, but if this, I'll probably say it again to be honest. But if they imprison Khonshu, and that basically means no Moon Knight for the rest of this series, which is still like 3 more episodes, which it looks like that's the case. This is gonna be a problem. Stephen, Mark, is there anybody in there? Anybody that's awake. That'd be great. Oh, and now we're 100% going to a flashback. If they end it with them falling asleep, 100% a flashback. I know. Got you, mother. He just goes and like tells him yo mama jokes the whole time. I beat you. You're so ugly. Look at you looking like a little stone. Ain't nothing but a little stone. Okay, hopefully we're gonna get some information here. What if he accidentally dropped it and broke it? So much to unpack on the last... That's just Marvel, though. That's how Marvel does it. They like to give us all this great info in the 4th quarter. 2 seconds to go. Unbelievable. Usually don't have anything. I'm going to scrub very quickly. Oh, they even put it in memory of at the end of the episode. Okay, there wasn't anything at the end of the episode. So if you've reached the end of the episode, you do not have to wait for anything because ain't nothing there. I'm gonna turn off the timer. Gonna turn this guy off. All right. So let's talk about our grades, shall we? So typically, I always ask you guys to put in the chat or comment if you're watching this on replay. Either way, I appreciate you, and you should definitely hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. What are you doing? But I recommend, or I advise you guys to put in a score wherever you can out of 10. I'm gonna have a tough time with this one because I liked that we finally got some more information and we got a little bit more story progression, but everything else I was not a fan of. Like, I just wasn't feeling it for whatever reason. And I know there's a lot of fans, people, I guess, just in general, watching Moon Knight who are loving it, relishing in this story and what it is. I think it's good. It's got the right pieces, but it's just not doing it for me. Like, that whole like national treasure aspect there, for some reason, just not doing it for me. I'm gonna pull up my grades here. So in episode 1 and 2, I gave it a 7. Gave it a 7. Gave it a 7. I'm just thinking, because I don't think I want to give this episode a 7. As much as what kind of went down on it. TV froze. Uh-oh. Hopefully you can get it back. But yeah, I think for what it was, I'm gonna have to start getting this. Oops, my keyboard turned off. Power of Bluetooth. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna give this episode a 6. I think I'm gonna give it a 6. I should start putting a little graphic up here so we can know what the grade of the episode was. Can I put that in really quick? Hold on. Let's see how fast Aaron can work, huh? See, just hang on, just hang on. We're gonna do uh-huh. Can you guys see that? Where should I put it? Should I put it up here? Just inside my little bubble here. I'm gonna give it a 6. I feel like that's what's most appropriate. Like, I genuinely don't think that there's much to really do with the episode. Like, it had good stuff, just like not what I would want from a Marvel franchise. Like, at the same time, it was very, in a lot of ways, like stereotypical Marvel with like the hat and like the, like him trying to like sneak around, I guess. There's a lot of Marvel stuff, just, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. And I remember very distinctly, like, especially like elementary school, I was very into like a lot of Egyptian stuff. So the fact that this one isn't really doing it for me as much as like other series have, I don't know. It's kind of a strange thing. Know Your Craft just finished the episode. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Give us a grade out of 10. I'm giving it a 6. Sorry, right there, as you can see. New feature of the channel. Just I should make it say grade, like after this. We can move this around. This is a work in progress. So what if I did like made it like, and then like grade, and I did like 6 out of 10, right? So, whoops. So if we did like that, what do we think? Something like that. You get it. I gave it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, like, I like the fighting. Don't get me wrong. Like, the fighting was obviously like one of the best parts. But I feel like I was more invested in what was happening with Khonshu, the whole sort of like trial, I guess is the best way to call it, and how he was dealing with the whole Arthur Harrow previously as the Avatar. Plus, there's the other big question of who the other person is inside of the body, for lack of a better phrase. So let me see something very quickly. Because I thought Mark Spector was the most dangerous of the personalities. So the fact that like there's an even more dangerous one, it's genuinely concerning. because it definitely wasn't Khonshu. Okay, so there's Jake Lockley, but I thought Jake Lockley was like a cabbie. Wait, we're young. I could have swore Jake Lockley was the cabbie persona. We're gonna look it up. The appearance of the third. Yeah, he was a taxi cab driver. Like, that was the Jake Lockley personality. So who's this other person that's gonna be like more or less OP enough to like take down mercenaries other than Mark? Question mark? Question mark? Sorry. So there's a lot of big questions, I guess, to this series, but for the most part, it was okay. Not overly in love with it. Has a lot of problems, like Know Your Craft had mentioned earlier during that fight scene with the whole transition to Mr. Knight. I feel like they're more using that as a ploy for anything to be like, oh yeah, he remember how he has this other personality and that his powers can switch and be a totally different suit. Here's one of those moments of them switching. But they kind of do a lot of camera trickery in this series, and I don't think I really noticed it too much until this episode per se. Kind of noticed it before, like what I talked about in the first episode, of them transitioning from Steven to Mark rather, when he essentially fights his battles for him, right? So Steven would take over, or Mark would take over. I'm already messing it up. Mark would take over, presumably. Maybe it was the other third personality. Basically kick the crap out of whoever or get them out of whatever situation, and then it would switch back to Steven. I think that was the whole point, is just to show, hey, here's another suit. Because he's a different person mentally, he's going to have a different suit. But I feel like it's kind of strange to go with that. It's a very odd choice. But yeah, it's okay. It's not great. But at the same time, this is the same trajectory, spoiler alert, the Book of Boba Fett took. Book of Boba Fett, I gave a 7 for the first 2 episodes and then a 6.5 for the 3rd episode. Now, I'm trying to stay away from 0.5s. If I were to give it a 0.5, I would say a 6.5 instead of 6. But I'm trying to stay away from 0.5s just because it kind of takes away from... It doesn't really matter when you average anything, to be honest. So I'm just going to stick with a solid number. And I'm going to say this is a 6. It wasn't as good as the other episodes, but then again, the other episodes weren't overly great either, if that makes any sense to anyone other than me who may be living in my brain. But really, I think that's the grade that I'm going to give. Again, let me know if you are here with me live. Make sure you let me know your grade in the live chat. If you're watching this on replay, make sure to let me know what your grade was in the comment section down below. But really, I think that's other than that for me for now. Predictions for next week. Let's do that before we head out. More than likely a flashback because Mark got knocked out. I feel like that's kind of a gimme. Anytime anybody gets KO'd, we got to have a dream sequence. We got to have a flashback. We got to have the whole 9. And the only way we can continue to have the Moon Knight suit be involved in Khonshu at this point is essentially just do a flashback episode, have kind of a filler, and then for our last 2 episodes, we wrap everything up. We spend maybe only 1 episode instead of 2 without Khonshu in the Moon Knight suit. Because if they have to spend 2 episodes without that, I feel like it's going to be even worse of a series, because that's kind of what people want to see. Like, yeah, sure, this whole thing with Oscar Isaac's great, but we want to see the suit. We want to see the action. We want to see all that stuff go down. But if you're just going to give us Mark and Steven, it's going to be a lot tougher of a sell. Kind of even what they did that with the first episode, to be honest. But yeah, I think that's where my predictions are going to stay for now. I know I'm probably just going to predict a flashback every single episode for the next one. But I think that if they're going to do it, I feel like it's going to be in this next episode. But that's it for me for now, I think. Make sure you guys do like and subscribe, as I mentioned before. We're going to have some awesome content. I've got some awesome videos coming up. I've got one on Friday. I've got my history of coming out on Saturday. Guaranteed this time. Definitely coming out this week. So I'm super excited for that. We've got a bunch of new content coming up next week. Say about a 6.5 with a bit more action than last. That's kind of where I was at with you as well. It's only because I'm trying to steer away from the 0.5s that I'm just giving with a solid 6, but I definitely see your point there. Thank you, Know Your Craft, for putting that in the chat. Appreciate it. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on that. So we have tons of new content upcoming. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell notification so you don't miss out when we're going live. So you can be late. There's like a 5-minute buffer. But if we're doing a watch party, you might miss out on the episode. I don't want you to miss out. I want to make sure you're here. We want to put butts in seats. We want to make sure you're here, enjoying, have a good time, all that good stuff. But I do appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you want some more video content from us, though, make sure to check out these videos on screen, like my History of series and Ash's latest anime video talking about what your favorite Himoto Umaru-chan character says about you. But other than that, that's going to be all for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. We hope to see you in the next video. Peace.